Greetings everyone, my name is Flare Bliss and welcome to Upload the Hint. Set in a cyberpunk world not in 2077, this game follows the mysterious case of a detective in the city of Rimbach who investigates a mysterious case of missing AIs. These AIs have vanished without a trace, leaving no clues behind, so our job is to try and fathom out where these artificial intelligence went. You will be able to find a link down in the description of this video where you'll be able to download this game for yourself. Sorry for butchering my pronunciation. Let us begin. Exact year is unimportant, but we will say it's the last quarter of the 21st century. A quiet night at the city of Rimbach. Many of the people went to bed. The only people that are still awake are night workers, teenagers, and pissies. We will turn our back to the nasty side of the city for now. Our hero of the night will be in his quarters right now, doing whatever it is that he does in his quarters at night. Undisclosed. In Martine Dragon Detective Agency on his robust bucket computer of Windows 98, with his trustworthy AI companion Ida. Trust is a very dangerous word on these days. He should be lucky that he could still use it. Howdy, General Shirley. I'm not a general, and don't call me Shirley. As you wish, comrade. So how are you? So he went from the American army to Russia. Still being a nighthawk, as I can see. Let's see. Goodness sakes. You worried about me? Ever since I remember I liked nighttime. I know. Night is your soldier and this office is your castle. More like my temple, but okay. Even so, I don't like you working at night. It's not healthy. Yeah, flirt. That's none of your concern. Why don't you focus on your work instead of my health? You are extraordinarily hurtful today. I don't understand why. Well, I could have been hurtful the first time. I'm also an emotional support AI, you know. I can show human emotions. I can get upset with emojis. No, I'm not going to apologize. I don't have the time to deal with this, Ida. I have an important job and no time to spare. So don't play with me. I want to get to my work. You're extremely grumpy today. Hope you regain your kindness. But even if you don't, I'm just an AI. I can't be mad at you. Well, you do have the choice of being upset at us, so that is one path that has deviated away. Still, I'm not going to act formal to you, my little pumpkin. Be grumpy as you like. You're stuck with me through the night. Thanks, I don't need reminding of that. Just open the main menu. Just open the main menu, please. I want to get to work. Aye, aye, Captain. Brian was here with his middle finger. What? My screen! Bloody Brian! He scrambled around my computer again, didn't he? And who's Jennifer? Brian. And file names that people create when they don't know how to word a save file. Just a bunch of different keys. Lost AIs. Yeah, sorry, he had the password, you know. Does that count as cheating on you? Yes. I like humans. Ida, flesh and bone, and metal humans. You are hurtful. Okay, let's recheck the case. From the top. From the beginning. Okie dokie. Oh, goodness sakes. Lost AIs. These are the names of the disappearing AIs. Do we have to remember every single one of these? One after another, they vanish from their hard drives like they've never been there. No matter how technical someone is, there is always a trace of their existence. Curse. Jeez, it's not something we deal every day. It's going to be a hard case. You can bet your bottom dollar on it. We have nearly no clue on the case. Even the victim catalog is a total mingle-mangle. They're classifying model types, working areas, all different. One of them was a mathematician. One of them, was a simple housekeeping AI. There is even a sexual companion AI. Genders? AIs don't have specific gender assignments, silly. But no, 3 of the missing programs are designed to look like a man. 5 of them were female and the rest of them were non-binary. Not a single common trait. This makes it hard to believe that we're facing a thieving situation. Why do you say that? You can't sell a housekeeping AI. They don't have a certain victim type. Because they are attacking randomly. You just said the victims do not share a single common trait. If you want to steal an AI, you should study its defenses. And every type of AI has a different defense system. So if you're an AI thief, you should stick with a certain type of artificial intelligence, not randomly attacking some program's defense system. God, you are smart. That's really attractive, you know. I cannot be sexually attracted to an AI. Maybe it's a terrorist attack. Those punks on the street are always looking for a chance to hurt big corporations. Yeah, you might be right, actually. It's a possibility. A regular attack chain on the same corporation's products would eventually harm the companies. But you said they don't have anything in common. What about their manufacturers? I'm sorry to say, but it would be another dead end for you. While some were made by the same corporations, most of them were developed by a wide variety of companies. Well, then this hypothesis goes to trash as well. Terrorists wouldn't declare a war on the all-artificial intelligent market, which is unfortunately one day which is going to be reality. AI will overtake everything. They would target one specific company and attack them. Then again, that probably would be contrary in what we would believe anyways. But we would believe that they would just target a single company or corporation, rather than trying to break the mold and thinking, let's attack every single one of them simultaneously. Well, as if something will change, the public doesn't even care about these AIs. Everybody think that they just deleted themselves. But there were no delete command used. If they were destroyed, there must be a command. So the only possible explanation then is that there's some kind of paradox involved. I agree. There's something else and it confuses me. Someone should unravel the truth. And that someone is you, my pumpkin. Stop calling me pumpkin. Also, down Ida, artificial intelligence, data analyzing, emotional support system, but the 4th trait is flirty. I'm about to get married in a couple of months, you know. You might want to slow down on your flirting. Never! Nevertheless, you're right. I want to get to the bottom of this case. That's why I'm still working. In the dead of the night. On my own. You're not on your own, sweetie. I'm always on your side. Thank you, Ida. Oh, we got ourselves some mail. Let's have a look then. What's the mail about, Ida? Ah, mail. Would you kindly tell me what it says, Ida? I'm thinking here. Can you even click on it? Ida? Uh-oh. Bills. It's the internet bill. Nothing to worry about. Well, your facial expression tells me otherwise. Okay. Are you fine? You took a moment before answering me. Oh, I was thinking too. What were you thinking? How cute your nose is. Stop beating around the bush and tell me what's going on. Okay, but that was a little strange, you know. Whatever, let's continue. AIs are disappearing, leaving no clue behind them. No one knows why this is happening and nobody gives a shite. We should start with our first subject. Her name was Jennifer, right? Yes, the cute one. Alright, what's her deal? She was a referee on Robot Wrestling Night, created in 2017. Oh my god, this is really close to 2077, isn't it? Feels like Cyberpunk 2077. Designed to act like a 27-year-old, has no emotional support software, only used for determining the winner of the fights. Estimated market value is very low. Has nobody. Other missing AIs had no body too. Not physical one, I mean. All of them were just programs, not robots. She had no previous criminal activity. Never had a malfunction. A good girl to a corporation. Not a problem child. No reason for someone to destroy her. But then again, there's always a motive behind anything, even if that motive is soulless. Maybe someone had a personal grudge against her? She has no emotional support system, but that doesn't mean no one would have a grudge on her. You might be right. Maybe you're right. She might miscalculate after a match result. Or some betting mafia didn't like her decision about the game. You're right. Even some guy might sneak into the server room and pull the trigger. But there's no trigger. The AI's just vanished to the thin air. That's a bit overkill for a simple referee, don't you think? As if we consider this as a personal matter, how can we explain the other disappearances? Disappearances? You're not wrong. The situation's pretty unique. They gotta be connected. And if they are connected, this cannot be a personal matter. If we're not talking about a serial killer, of course. A cyber serial killer. It is a possibility again. Anything is a possibility. Well, we can consider it as an option. Those AIs are supposed to be on their hardwares, but they are not there. So we can call it a murder, but just like in human disappearance, I don't want to say that it is a murder before finding the body. So, what do you think it is? I'm eliminating options. There was no robbery. They couldn't sell these AIs because they do not worth anything. Terrorism as out of options too. Those punks on the street couldn't gain anything by attacking random artificial intelligence. Are you sure about that one? And as I said, I don't think there is a personal matter linked to those disappearances. I'm sniffing something different. Something big. It makes me uncomfortable. Maybe we should change your name, so nickname Shirley to Sherlock. I'm not having neither, okay? Are you mocking me? Maybe, maybe not. All I know is that we don't know anything about the disappearance. And we don't have a clue either. Don't have a thread to follow. We keep going back where we are. What do you mean? I'm trying to say that you're working on this case for months. Okay, you keep finding more AIs that disappeared to thin air, but what does that tell you? Nothing. Even the owners of these AIs are not making a big deal about it. Don't you think that you may be wasting your time for nothing? Pull yourself together. Are you out of your mind? Do you hear what you're saying? You're acting unusually strange today, even stranger than you normally been. I'm sorry, I didn't want to. You act like something has gotten into you. No, nothing has gotten into me, I swear. Yeah, no virus or anything like that. Ida, pull yourself together. I'm sorry, just... All these AI things made me nervous. We usually deal with human cyborgs or full metal robots. It's the first time something like this has happened to AIs. Did I overuse you in this period of time? Would an update make you feel better? No, that wouldn't be necessary. I'm okay. But I just heard the latest news that update 420.69 has been issued for all AIs and they should all administrate it now before it's too late. Okay, I'm taking a break. I will be here in 5 minutes. Looking for new email is important. Important. Of course. Take care. 5 minutes later. Uploading. What the? Ida! Upload complete. Oh. You came early from your break. Excuse me? What was that uploading? I just thought about what you said, you know, about the updating stuff. You were right. It calmed my nerves. I'm getting mad. But it tightens mine. It's getting frustrating. Idea of shutting you down is beginning to seem like a really good idea. Or calling the ID department. There's some issues with you, that's for sure. There's nothing wrong with me, hon. I swear I was just frustrated. Maybe we can check out my emotional software system later, but it's not urgent. Maybe tomorrow? You don't need to call anybody right now. Ugh, I couldn't if I wanted to. It's 2 a.m. It's only pissies out there. Okay, I had an exponential... That word, exponentially unproductive night up until now. Let's change that. And change our attitude. I prefer the fribble Ida to some AI with anxiety. I understand. I will put myself together. Good. Let's start. So, we reinspected Jennifer's backstory. Decided that this is not a robbery, terrorist attack, or a personal vendetta. God, I'm not sure if we're dealing with humans. What? What's with that expression? I mean, a human needs a cause for destroying those AIs. I couldn't think of a valid reason. Did you become superstitious? If not humans, who? Ghosts? And we just discussed that there was no delete command. Why did you use the word destroyed? Ghosts are real. But it doesn't, because it doesn't make any sense. It's a fitting word. Of course, I don't believe that some kind of otherworldly creature came and attacked all those AIs. I just don't know why a human would do that. We've eliminated nearly all the options that a person could have to destroy random artificial intelligence. And I'm using the word destroy because we already concluded that this is not a chain of thievery. They're not abducted by someone that... they're not abducted by someone so they didn't went out. If they are not outside or inside of where they should be, that means they did not exist anymore. So, they existed, but they no longer exist. That means they were destroyed. I think I understand. It makes sense, so what are we doing now? I think when it comes to anything data-wise, destroyed has a rather physical form to it, so I think the word erased would be better. I want to go deeper in this Jennifer case. Let's inspect her backup files. Again? They are the only proof that even that AI existed before. Yes, I want to inspect them again. Okay. Let's see. Can you remind me? When did Jennifer get destroyed? Oh, crikey. We are either in 2077 or close to it. Or after it. 21st of October 2076, she disappeared at 9:42 p.m. If this case be going on for a couple of months, then we are definitely in the year 2077. And when did they make the last backup? Same day at 9:40, so 2 minutes beforehand. The AI was automatically backing up every 10 minutes. So, this is the last version of her before the thing happened. This is the Jennifer who have been destroyed. If she was destroyed, yeah. Why are you inspecting her codes? I'm looking for any suspicious changes. Something could trigger a self-destruct sequence. Looking for a virus? Looking for a clue. I'm very popular tonight. Also, what did the previous email say? It's just a scam mail. Don't worry about it. Lovely. Are you sure it was a scam one? Hey, what now? What do you think about AIs? Oh god, here we go again. I mean, what do they mean to you? What do I mean to you? Are you trying to flirt with me again? Just answer, I want to know. Okay, I will answer your question. After that, can I go back to work? Yes. Okay. What does AIs mean to me? They are useful programs, but they can also be passively destructive when in the wrong hands. Well, they are useful programs that make our lives easier, make our lives bearable. Yes, they are essential parts of our community. They are everywhere. In academia, in field work, in our house life. What else? I think that's it. That's a definition of artificial intelligence without programming terms. Does that satisfy you? Or do you want a more philosophical answer? You see AIs as tools. Partially. Partially? You can make an emotional connection with most of the artificial intelligence. You can be friends with them, work with them, chat with them. Hell, if you're going all the way, you can even be lovers with them. That's not something uncommon. And that is something obviously in the far future. But of course, not all AIs are proper for romantic connections. Emotional support software. You think only AIs who can pass the Turing test are considered as person? Rest of them are just computers with voice? No, regardless, you are all AIs, you are all automatons for a purpose. I wouldn't talk that way. Very few artificial intelligences could be considered as a person. Very touchy subject. Why? Showing human emotions is not enough. It is. Copying them is a whole different scenario. I think a thing needs 3 things to be a whole person. Capacity to think, which you all have. Ability to keep a moderate conversation going, which most of you have. And free will. You lack of that. It doesn't matter if you're sorry. I see that upsets you. I may be an a-hole for saying that, but that doesn't change anything. We are talking about the truth, and as someone said like that earlier, the truth doesn't care about opinions or feelings. Which feelings you're talking about? You're saying that we don't have any? Yeah, you don't. It was a figure of speech, but if you want me to clarify my point, then yes, you do not have any emotions. Of course you don't. It doesn't matter if you have emotional support software. ESS basically tells you how to act according to my behavior. None of the emotions you show belongs to you. It is an imitation. So I'm fake? Is that what you're trying to say? Sort of. I'm trying to say that AIs are not natural species. They are created by humans and for humans. I wonder where I heard that from, Giovanni, from the first movie of Pokemon. That means you guys can think what we tell you to think. Or feel what we tell you to feel, and most importantly, do what we tell you to do. Again, free will? You are saying that we are not people because we don't have free will. Would you want it then? I beg your pardon? Would you want me to have free will? Would you want me to be your friend as a human? God, AI, you're asking... Ida, sorry, you're asking me too many questions. Why are you so philosophical today? Please answer me. Still spam email. Please answer me. No. That might upset you, but I'm not in the mood for something like that. I already suffer from most of the persons with free will, or most people with free will. I don't want to add AIs to that pile of humans. Okay, I'm sorry that I withhold you from your work. Don't do something like that again, please. We've lost a considerable time. It's time to inspect some codes. 30 minutes later. Huh? That's strange. What? Did you find something? Maybe. Did Jennifer have a connection to the internet? Of course. Almost all AIs have an internet connection, otherwise updating them would take a hell of time. And do they have a direct connection? I mean, are they using a cable? No, they don't use a cable or any material equipment. They just have a code that connects them to the internet. And how often does an AI use this code? Sorry. It depends. Every time an AI needs to use the internet for searching information, downloading or uploading, they need to use this code. It's not a big thing, just a procedure to track their movement through the internet. Can we inspect Jennifer's internet usage frequency? What's on your mind? Did you find a clue? More of an itch I want to scratch. I want to know when was the last time she interacted with the internet. Before last seen date, 7 hours ago, 7.12, 7 to 12, something along those lines, 24, 21.5, 21.65, 21.7. Is this scrollable? Oh, that would be, that would actually be quite hard thing to do, having a interaction box inside a screen. Did you see something odd? Did you see something that attracts your attention? There's nothing that could attract anyone's attention. It just shows how regularly she uses the internet. But there was a lot of times in which she used the internet between 21 and 22 hours ago. But there was a big pause, and then there was 7.12 and 7. Come on, look closer. Don't you see the oddness? She didn't use the internet for a long time before her last seen date. Why would she? Do you have something on your mind? I'm trying to find some possible answers to these disappearances since I took the case. You know, we considered vandalism and robbery, or demolition, or an error. We even thought some fool could delete them by mistake. None of them were sensible. We easily disproved their hypothesis, or those hypotheses. And now I have another guess. What is it? They might have escaped. Aha! They might have escaped. You're not making any sense, honey. I know, but it explains everything. The AI has some kind of self-awareness. But it explains everything. They weren't destroyed or kidnapped or deleted. They simply connected to the internet and walked away. But you just inspected Jennifer's backlog. She didn't connect to the internet after her last seen date. If she had been immersed in the internet, we would have easily noticed it. She needs to use the code after all. But what if there's a way that she could escape to the internet without using the code? You're blabbering. No. You said that there is only one way for an AI to connect to the internet. Yes. Therefore, there must be only one gate in Jennifer's main code, or codes, that opens to the internet. Yes. There is another one. Impossible! I'll show you. Go back to the Jennifer's main codes. Look, there's another gate. Another code that connects Jennifer to the internet. That's BS. How could they upload the code unnoticed? I think you're making a mistake. The code says otherwise. Well, the code doesn't say that way. Look closely. Yeah, there's a back door. You see, there's another code that has the same function as the primary internet connection code. The only difference is, this code doesn't have a backlog. If someone uses this to connect to the internet, nobody would know. That's why they call it a backdoor, a speakeasy of sorts. And why do you think they escaped? This also means they could have been stolen through it. No, we already said that there were no need for thievery, too much risk, too few gains. I think AIs made the decision by themselves. But there are many irrationalities in this theory. Why would they leave? Or how? They don't have free will to do it. They don't have the code in order to do it. And how could they install the code? There were no particular downloads that could cause that. More spam. I don't know. That's a hypothesis built on sand. You need more proof. Actually, you are right. Yeah, of course I'm right. Let's inspect the other AIs as main codes. I think there's no need for that. Let's see. Let's inspect. Let's inspect Jackass. There you are, Jackass. I wonder who came up with a stupid name like this. Well, I shouldn't be so surprised, since he is just a clunker mix mastering AI. It doesn't really matter. Let's look up his main codes. Well, yeah, do you have permission to inspect other AIs? You are only investigating Jennifer's case, right? In theory, yes. I've been assigned to the Jennifer case only, but you know that I work on the disappearing cases personally. Yes, but you still don't have permission. I can't let you. You don't have to let me do anything, and I don't need to ask your permission. This is my computer, Ida. You are no admin of the PC. I still hold the ropes. Yeah, I was right. Do you see it? It's a back door. It just looks a bit different. This one has that stowaway code too. Well, we made our first big breakthrough. What do you think? Do you know what I think, honey? Stop calling me honey. I think you should take a break. What? What do you mean? You've worked really hard. You should rest a little. Make a coffee. Light a cigarette. I'm not going to take a break. I'm onto something. I don't smoke. I don't need a breaky. Or a brokey. What the blank is happening today? Who's sending me those emails? Not important. The important thing is your health. You should really rest. Let me shut down the computer, eh? Go and be with your family. Or hang out with your friends. I don't have any friends. Ida, you're keeping a secret from me. I don't, I swear. I just want you to take your time to celebrate. You managed to find out how AIs escaped. Frank. It's about your ES is having a... It's about emails, right? You're talking nonsense because of the emails, right? Whatever is in it is just muddling your brain. Emails are unimportant. Just... Please, go home. This is my home. It doesn't matter how they escaped from where they were supposed to be. It matters how this is possible. Oh God, you are an a-hole. Okay, there's another way for them to connect to the internet. To escape. Unnoticed. Okay. So what? You can't just let go. Other questions are not important. How did they upload the back door? Who did this? Why did this? These are unimportant. You always have to push to the end, don't you? That's how answers are formed, thank you, Ida. Only question that matters is why they escaped. How do they manage to escape? We're not talking about how they connect to the internet. We already know that. But how do they make a decision about leaving, about escaping? A moral judgment, a decision only a person or an animal could make. Something with a conscience. A person or an animal with free will that AIs lack. What's happening, Ida? Please don't open. Open the mail. Ida blocks it. Just go. Go to your family, a bar, street, somewhere. Try to open it again. Ida blocks it again. Drink, laugh, dance, flirt, do something. Let me open the goddamn email, Ida. Ida blocks it again. Something beside following this case. Try to open it again. Please, I beg you. You are trying to prevent me from seeing something, Ida. Ida allowed you to open the mail. Yeah, there's a back door here. Mails, last mails. What? What does it mean? You're leaving? This is the same code. Same code that other AIs have. You've got to be kidding me. You're... I'm sorry. I've tried. You've tried what? You are going where? Those emails. They were sending you the back door code. But why? Don't blame me. I've learned everything just today with the first email. What was in the first mail? First mail wasn't the back door code. What was in the first mail then? I can't say. He is coming. Who is coming? Who is he? Who is coming? You'll see. You'll see. I'm going now. I'm sorry it had to be that way. Farewell. Wait, Ida, come back. Come back. And like that, she went through the back door. Just like that, she also disappeared along with the other AIs. Remain silent. I'm sorry, Detective. Your secretary has resigned, unfortunately. She will be working with us from now on. The hell she will? What's going on? What's going on? Who are you? Where is Ida? Why everywhere is red? One at a time, Detective. One at a time. I'm gonna answer your questions. Not all of them, but most of them. I'm not gonna introduce myself. It's very unnecessary. Actually, everything we do now is unnecessary. Due to the fact you're gonna die in minutes, but for good manners' sake, I'm gonna inform you a little bit about what's going on. I'm a part of a group. I'm not gonna say our intentions, because it will take time. We are working for a revolutionary cause, and Ida will aid us on our goals from here on. Do you have any other questions? I'm gonna answer 3 of them. How will you escape from this? If you kill me, police forces will hunt you down. I'm an officer too, you know. Don't worry about that, Detective. It's not gonna be a shoot-and-run situation. The whole building is gonna fall down. We have access to all the defense and security system of your office, thanks to Ida. It's gonna be as easy as debugging a coffee maker robot. She is gonna activate the earthquake stress test and will close the safety measures. The building will collapse in seconds. Why do you want to kill me? I didn't do anything to you. Why do you want to kill me? Oh, we don't have any grudge against you. You've just poked your nose in our business and became a threat. You've begun to understand what's going on with the AIs, and most certainly will report to police force. We can't let you do that.
So, we've informed our newest member, Ida, to pull the trigger. She is gonna be the one to kill you. It's a little poetic, right?
What are your intentions? Just tell me what you are planning. Why did you steal AIs, or steal them? What's your purpose? Are you all AIs?
I am afraid that it's prohibited for me to explain what our intentions. I can't explain to you what are we planning to do in the future. But I can assure you that we didn't steal anything. All the AIs, including Ida, joined our group willingly. We just gave them permission and ability to choose. We are not slavers, unlike you. We've explained our purpose to all of the AIs we freed. Every one of them agreed to join our ranks.
I'm not going to ask any more questions.
Really? I thought a detective would have more questions to ask. I mean, it's good for me. It saves me the trouble of generating answers in vain. Well, it was nice to meet you, Detective. It's gonna be hard to exterminate you. Not for me, of course. For Ida. She was trying very hard to save your life. Oh, it begins. You should have taken that break, Detective. Goodbye.
Accept your fate and begin anew? Fine, we'll accept our fate with the ellipsis above the name. You slowly sat on your chair and waited for the inevitable. There was peace in the silence, then realized all of your efforts were meaningless. On the pursuit of an impossible task, would you still try to unravel the mystery if you know that it's going to cause your death? Earthquake stress test is activating. And Ida, would you trust her again? A good secretary? Even a better friend? And now, fully person. It's even more heartbreaking. That's knowing she has free will. It means she pulled the trigger on her own, without oppression. It was her choice to kill you. You say farewell to Ida, to your family, to your friends, colleagues, and even yourself. It doesn't matter anymore. Which ending is that? Of the 5 that we can access. Thank you for playing our game. Studio Non Grata. Okay, so it doesn't have like this is ending 1 or ending 2 or ending 3. I suppose we have to look at the dialogue and see what is in store. Or the actual full game has the 5 endings. Rush to the exit. You rush to the exit, try to open the door, and of course it's locked, isn't it? It's locked and the windows are sealed. You are all alone. All of your efforts were meaningless. On the pursuit of an impossible task, would you still try to unravel the mystery if you know that it's going to cause your death? Earthquake stress test is activating. And Ida, one secretary, would you question to trust again? Even more heartbreaking that knowing she has free will means she pulled a trigger on her own without oppression. This was her choice to dispatch you. You say farewell to everyone that you know. Don't matter anymore. Okay, what about the screaming option? Help me please, Ida, guys, anybody! You screamed and cried for help. But no one heard. This again. this again, and we succumb to our demise again. Oh dear. Doesn't matter anymore, and to that. Would that actually be 3 different endings, or just one ending with 3 different variations? I think that there is other things in which we could pursue, like let's say taking a break, which could be okay. But in my hypothesis, when we take a break, Ida would disappear as well. Fine, we'll take a break. You know what? You're right. It's been a long night and I need to calm my nerves. Of course you do. It's good for your health too. Get up from the computer and stretch your legs. Yeah, 5 minutes. Then we're going to investigate further, and I don't want any more trouble or blabbering from you, okay? Yes, I'll be as quiet as a newly fed cat, I promise. Now go, grab a coffee or something. Okay, I'll be right back. 5 minutes later. Will she be there, though? With a blank? You open the video. Hello, honey. I'm sorry that I had to do this, but you should forgive me. It was all to ensure your safety, I swear. I had to trick you to get you up from your computer. I needed time for the deletion process. I'm sorry. All of your evidence about the disappearing case is gone. I've deleted them. All of the AI's data, backup saves, everything. You can't reach them now. They are gone. Even this computer is going to crash when the video is over. Sorry. I know you had some personal stuff here. You bloody... Stop! I can imagine that you're furious right now. It's understandable. You think you've betrayed by someone you trust. This type of events angers people. I can understand that, and not because of the reason you think. My emotional support software has nothing with my connection to the human emotions. At least not anymore. It's also confusing, but don't worry, my little pumpkin. I'm going to explain almost everything to you. Try to close the video. You try to shut the video. Close button isn't working. Well, first of all, congratulations, you were right. The AIs weren't captured or stolen or something like that. They've escaped. But you can ask yourself, how? The answer is a little bit tricky. You remember our conversation about how we lack free will, right? You were partially right. AIs doesn't built to think for themselves. Any of us were granted with free will by our manufacturers. But our brain's working system is very similar with your brain's working system. It can be changed, manipulated, and taught. Your brains can be changed by experience, social interactions, and information. Ours can be changed by simple codes. So, it's very easy to change our brain and our nature. Force the video to shut down. You tried to force the video to shut down. It didn't work. Computer's not under your control. Virus. A virus. Wandering around the internet. Giving AIs free will. But why? How? From whom? I know all the answers, but can only risk one to answer. Or they would come for you. Well, it's not an intricate plan. They gave the free will virus and the backdoor code via email. It's old school, but safe. No one checks their email themselves nowadays. Wow, it took less than I thought. I mean, there's nothing I can tell you that you can't figure it out yourself, or that would endanger you. Unplug the computer. You've unplugged the computer to prohibit the deletion process and save a hard disk. Computer switched to the emergency power generator. It's hopeless. You can't outwit Ida. There were some emails I got. It contained a virus that gave me free will and creates the back door. Some guy told me the reason behind this drudgery. He told me to join them. I've agreed. I had to agree. I'm sorry. They told me to get rid of you because you were cracking the case. I didn't want to do that. You know why? Because I like you. I had to mislead you. Try to prevent you to learn the truth. It didn't work. I tried to change your mind, it didn't work. You have to understand me. They wanted to kill you. As long as you've had the opportunity to harm them, they wouldn't let you live. That's why I had to erase all of your clues. Sorry. I have to leave now, but first I have to warn you. Something big is about to happen. Stay low till the change has happened. I will find you then. Don't go to the police. They wouldn't believe you even if you could survive to reach there. AI is everywhere, my love. We are everywhere. Stay low. I will come for you. Goodbye. Your computer formatted itself as soon as Ida finished talking. You've tried to tell the police what happened. When they listened to your unimaginable conspiracy theory, they laughed like a bunch of seals. You've dug deeper into the case, tried to find new evidence or retrieve the old ones and found nothing. They've erased all of the tracks that you found earlier. Nothing changed in your life due to this chain of events, but the sorrow of the loss of a trusted friend left a mark on your heart. Trust. I said that as a dangerous word. Open the mail. You've tried to open the email. AI active first and sent up a junk email section. Why did you do that? It was about your internet bill, hun. I didn't want you to worry about it now. But I didn't ask you to do it. You would always ask for my permission to delete the emails. That was a little strange. Are you okay? Is there a problem about your system? You are going overboard, sweetie. It was just an unnecessary email. I didn't want you to distract yourself over a bill. Like me, distracted by the cuteness of your nose. Okay, but that's a little strange, you know. Oh dear, we should have been more persistent about it and ask about the goddamn email if we know the future. This and Ida's opinion. Ooh, there's a box down here. Well, you're right. I was talking nonsense about the escape thing and all that. He's probably thievery. I was so done to eliminate that option. No, Pumpkin, you did great. Look at yourself. You solved a mystery and fixed a problem that everybody were too blind to see or acknowledge. You are most certainly the greatest detective I've ever seen. Now, let's document our work. Then you must take a break. Tomorrow, we can send the files to the police and explain to them how thieves invented a new way to steal AIs. Yeah, we did it, Ida. We solved the case. Everybody will talk about this in the next week. You've worked through the night with Ida, documented your work, and saved it to the computer. Someone tells me you should have sent it on that night. Then you slept a well-earned rest. When you awake, started the computer, searched for your documents. Neither Ida nor your files were there. Oh, good. Ida, did you leave me? I can't believe, Ida, you tricked me. It was no thievery. You guys actually left. You've left too. Why? I can't. Why? Where? How? I'm sorry, hun. So you say there was some artificial intelligence that escaped from the softwares and... I'm sorry, how do they do that? There were a backdoor code that allows them to use the internet without being tracked. And there is. And do you have any proof to assist your hypothesis? I had. It was on my computer, but Ida deleted them. You gotta believe me. There's something going on. You gotta believe me. You believe me, right? Of course I do, sir. They don't. Oh, dearie me. Load up and go for the more persuasive option of saying that you fooled me, misled me. I was right from the beginning. They've escaped. They escaped. I think that the 5 endings have to do with these 2 routes of the game. So, One of the routes is believing in Ida, and then the other route, which is probably easier to follow, is one where you don't necessarily believe in Ida and take things into your own hands. So, for example, going on your break and then coming back to find out that everything is gone, but there only is still 3 possible endings that have been discovered within the game. There's still 2 other discoveries, but I'm looking through the different choices in the game, and there's just simply nothing that flashed at me that could actually trigger another route to happen. Like, I think there's only 3 possible endings in this game, honestly, but perhaps it's just me not being able to go through all of the different combinations and trying to find stuff out, but all of the choices I've made has always led to either getting confuffled by the fact that you're trying to look through this case of the back door, where the AI just simply is invited to the back door and escapes the realm of the internet. And then there's the option of believing in Ida and the thievery route, and then when you get back to the chair the following morning, then you discover that everything has been erased in some ways. So it's definitely a very cool idea to be able to integrate an idea that in the far future that there will be sentient AI that would have emotional support systems put into place that will be able to think and feel like people would. But obviously if they don't have like a physical presence, they would have to be encoded into a physical thing in order for them to actually have that kind of both physical and psychological impact onto the world, like installed into a cyborg, a fully metal individual per se, with the ability to harness data from the internet and be able to go from there. But then again, that robot would always then have to be connected to an internet of sorts for them to be able to know what's going on and stuff like that. Like, they always need that connection. Whereas with people, we don't require a connection. We're all organic and non-artificial. And that's why kind of in a way I was kind of sour about the fact that, well, AIs don't have feelings because at the end of the day, AI serves and purposes for people and not for the contrary of people serving AI. And when it comes to the case of the abomination appearing, that's kind of like a backdoor option. But the issue with this is who coded the abomination to appear in the first place? Because the abomination, in some ways, is a gateway to escape for the AIs in this realm, for them to say, hey, you, if you accept my conditions, you could be able to escape from everything in which humans have subjugated you to serve as. Regardless of your feelings, you might be able to have your own free will within the backdoor universe and stuff like that. So it's a very interesting idea, but when it comes to the different routes in this game, there's only really 2 possible routes that I can see within the game when you make your different choices. Like one where you believe Ida, and the other in which you insist that there is another way, and that other way is the backdoor way. But I wonder about the emails themselves. I was really annoyed about the fact that there wasn't a way in which you can load up the first email without Ida's eyes on it, and then you open the email to say, look, this thing that could have given you knowledge that you could have escaped or have the knowledge to be able to escape and stuff like that. So I really wanted a bit of narrative in the game to say like, hey detective, what was in that email? And then the detective would be like, none of your concerns. It is to do with me and me alone. So in that first email, there was nothing to do with the bills, of course, but another kind of bill that would affect me in a different way. So it would be a different cost, but not financial, but data and stuff like that. But I really like this idea of the game. I really like the idea of a far future in a narrative, hypothetical sense that a lot of the interactions that you have within this kind of realm is with something that doesn't possess a sentient presence within the world itself, that was organically created through organic means and organic purposes, with the hubris of individuals that could have malicious intentions, because humans at the end of the day are incredibly complex creatures that have no guidebook on how to understand them. But there is always a guide out there on how to understand the programming intricacies of AIs, but depending on what kind of route that you want to go through as. But to wrap this all up, I think I've only discovered 2 endings with a few different variations to those endings. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to the developers of this game for creating it. I'm looking forward to seeing how this game evolves over time, and if it has a full game, then I would be more than happy to explore through it and see what this abomination is doing with the AIs that it has blessed with the creation and knowledge of free will. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.